guys, welcome to Superlative Radio. Dylan Stone here with you. Hope you enjoy the following vlog.
Hey guys, welcome to another Superlative vlog right here on our fancy smancy YouTube page or website, wherever you happen to be watching from. Been doing a number of vlogs talking about, everything from the pandemic to cancel culture to, just the way the state of the world is. Today I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about how are you doing when it comes to having, what you consider a real and true friend? I've talked about friendship before. I've talked about loyalty before. But how do you know yourself, right? When you come along and you have someone that is just, they are a real and one true friend. For a very long time, I had assumed that I had some amazing friends. I really did, for a very long time. I grew up with a group of fellas that we had been friends since, middle school and high school, and some even since elementary school. And then, of course, I met my wife, and, and I really thought that beyond a shadow of a doubt, she was my absolute best friend. And I thought these other people were to the point where I even considered them more like brothers than friends. I now can see, when I look back, I can see that that is 100% wrong. That I was the only one in those relationships that felt that way. And that comes a lot from the fact that how I've been treated by them since, how I was treated by them over the entire course of the friendship. And it's funny how they say when you look back, you have 20/20 vision because you can see everything perfectly and clearly, and you really can. It's very true. It's not like when you're in the thick of the moment it's really hard to think in a sense of, because I guess you want to think the best in everybody. You want to believe that the people who are calling themselves your friends are your friends. You want to believe that they really truly care, or that they're really there for you. You don't want to think that, no, they're not really there for me, when, they actually are, or they aren't. And it's hard to judge that when you're in the moment. But when I look back over the past and I look at past friendships, I can see that there were things that I'm like, that really should have told me then that that person really wasn't my friend, or that should have told me then. And I can remember many times when I would sit and have conversations with my wife after hanging out with some of these people, I'd say, you know what? It's obvious that I give more to this friendship than they do. And even then I could see it, but I just refused to acknowledge it because I guess it was more like I didn't feel like anybody else would be friends, or I guess I really don't know how to judge it, other than the fact that there was a time when I knew, even while I was in the thick of it, I knew these people really weren't my friends. It's not like even to the point where a few months ago, I reached out to one of them again and called him, and he was the best man at my wedding. And I was, him and I went to college together. We did a lot of things together. And he, like I say, he was the best man at my wedding. And I really, 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 truly felt betrayed. But I'm the kind of person who, and I've always been this kind of person, who genuinely forgives almost anything. I mean, hell, my wife cheated on me, and I forgave her for it. So, I mean, I guess I really can be the kind of person who does pretty much forgive anything. And I thought, well, I'll reach out to him, just because, we were friends for like 20 years, some odd years, and I just didn't want to throw all that away, I guess. And I thought, well, I'll reach out again. And I realized in the conversation I had with him on the phone, something I should have realized a long time ago. He just was being an ass. He didn't want to make any attempt to realize the wrongs that had been done on his part or on the other people who were both mutual friends of ours, who he's still friends with. The fact that he still, is, I guess, friends, I'm not sure, with my ex-wife, knowing what she had done. And I've said this before in regards to, Dylan and Mark and I met these fellas, and I guess what it's come down to is I've experienced, and I've even said this to them, I've experienced friendship in a way with them that I'd never had before. And Dylan said to me, he said, well, when you're my friend, you're like my family. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm there for the good. I'm there for the bad. And that's always how I've viewed friendship. But I can see now that it's not how everybody views it. So just when you're looking at your people who you think are your friends or who say they're your friends, you really have to ask yourself, are they? And you have to do it in a way that really cuts to the home. Like, if I need them, are they there? And when I say need, I mean when you're at your lowest, your absolute lowest, you're below sea level low. Are they there for you? Or do they just say, you know what, I can't deal with you being upset, or I can't deal with what you're dealing with. I don't want it. I don't know. I can't know. Just get away from me. And that's what this particular guy who was my best man was like. He just kind of brushed me off and brushed me aside, and he's like, no, I got too many of my own problems. Yeah, we all have our own problems. But when a friend is going through a horrible, horrible thing, if you're really their friend, you're there for them. And I've always been that way. So think to yourself, in your own mind, you don't even have to talk to anybody about it. Just think of it in your own mind, and think about the people you know that you consider friends. And think, if I really needed that person, if I was in a position where the Saw was, where, my marriage has broken down, my wife or my husband has cheated on me and done horrible things to me and accused me of things that just aren't true, and then all these people who were supposed to be my friends turn on, you have to think for a moment and go, if I was really in that spot, would any of these people actually still be there for me? And if you can honestly say that you believe they would be, test them. And I know that might seem a little underhanded maybe to some people, but friendship should be tested. Call them sometime and make up something, something that you think would just be, and see how they react to it. And then after, say, oh, I was just pulling your chain or something or whatever. I was just seeing how you react to something like that, because someday that could happen, and whatever it might be. I don't know. I'm not saying do it or not do it, I guess, but just, you really should be able to trust the people who you call friends. Like, hey, I really need help with this, or I really need you to, I need a shoulder to cry on, or and don't be afraid because you're a guy that you can't have friends that you say, I really need a shoulder to cry on, man. Like, don't be ashamed of that, okay? Men have feelings. We have feelings that are just as important, and they are just as equal as female feelings. Just because we tend to be raised not to express them doesn't mean you can't, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't feel comfortable doing it around the people who really are your friends. Because if they're really your friend, they're not going to judge you for it. Yeah, you might get the typical guy teasing of, oh, look, he's crying. Oh, he's crying. Come on, cry some more, baby. You might get the typical guy thing that goes on, and goofing around. But in the real heart of it, if they know you're really hurting, they're not going to judge you. They're going to be there to be your friend and be supportive. And if that's the kind of person that you can say your friends are, then consider yourself lucky, because I'm going to tell you, true friendship in this world is extremely hard to come by. Because remember, like they say, you cannot pick your family, but you can pick your friends. That's my vlog for the day. Talk to you on the next one.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Superlative Radio. Come back anytime. And when you do, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment. We really want to know what you think. We'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, because that's the way it's supposed to be.